By the way, this is my other problem with death penalty. It takes too long, too many appeals.
Expensive.
It should be public. It should be quick. It should be televised.
Honestly, that's like what we should be doing, and I agree. It should be public
And
it should be
televised.
public square.
By the way, you could fund
Force
the
kids
government
to watch it.
You could have like brought to you by Coca-Cola, and no, I'm not kidding. By the way, I would totally tune in to see some get their head chopped off. And you know what? I want to watch that execution. That'll make my day better. I want to see him on a public block and get him be publicly executed. And I think that would be justice.
Hey, stop!
Okay.
Stop, folks! Stop! Back up!
Amy, go!
Counting or not counting gang violence?
Oh my God. Cody, go, run, run. Oh.
I just started getting word just a couple of moments ago that Charlie Kirk has been shot. We have very few details.
Cupid doesn't lie, but you wanna unless you give it a try, give it a try. But you wanna unless you give it a try. Hey, girl, if I tell you I need you, that doesn't mean that I don't care.
What a...
If I
Oh God, it's still going. Okay. Yeah.
Don't you think that I will never be there here? Cupid.
Is that a real song? Is that a Drake song?
One of my favorite songs of all time.
Your songs?
Nope.
Who sings them?
112.
Let's let them sing it.
Hello there, villagers, and welcome back to another video here in Stacy's Random POV. And before I get to this video, I have to say my condolences to Charlie Kirk's children. They do not deserve to ever be reminded of how their father was taken from them, regardless of his political views. This is not what this video is about. I waited this long so that I can take my time and hear what everybody else have to say, so I am not regurgitating verbatim what other people are saying. Now, before I get into my opinion, I have to say that everything I'm about to say is absolutely, positively, definitively my opinion and my opinion alone. This is not to incite the public or to start any problems with either party whatsoever. Now, with that out of the way, I just want to say I hope you guys had an amazing weekend. And again, my condolences to Charlie Kirk. Now, unpopular opinion. What happened to Charlie Kirk could have been avoided 100%. But one thing I can tell you, my grandmother and the elders in my family will say, is that the power of the tongue is unmatched. And nothing will be more sharper than your tongue. This gentleman, as you can hear in the very first clip I posted, this gentleman basked in violence, either gun violence, among other things. He was not a positive person, but did he deserve to go the way he did? Absolutely not. However, many would argue that because of what he stated publicly, what his beliefs were, this is something that he called upon himself. And many people on both sides of the political party have strong opinions regarding Charlie Kirk's situation. And I just came here to add that even though it was an unnecessary act of violence, it was also a necessary one. It's like a double-edged sword. It is to teach the public that the power of the tongue and the stuff that you preach out every single day, that's the words that come out of your mouth every single day, have dire and deep, impactful consequences. Am I saying this is his fault? Partially, it is his fault. I've gathered some videos, and I also brought you guys some opinions from other people, regular people from TikTok. So this is not either a black or a white situation. This is people from both sides of the diaspora, from all sides of the diaspora, who had an opinion and shared their feelings. And if this is going to bother you, I am so sorry, but you will be triggered. Okay, so this is your trigger warning beforehand. All I want to come here and say, you guys be very careful how you speak about people and what exactly do you speak about. And this is why I always say, spread love, love yourself when nobody else have to, because what goes around comes back around. I hope you guys have something interesting to say about this matter. Be very respectful in the comments. Again, this is not to bash Charlie Kirk or to bash what he believed in, because he believed in the things that he believed in because of his upbringing. And I always say that once you become an older, aware adult, it's up to you to educate yourself on how to treat everyone in this planet, so that in coming back, people will treat you with the same kindness and the same respect that you've treated others. At some point, we have to start blaming our upbringing and our surroundings and take accountability for the things that we say and the things that we do. And the fact that the governor of Utah said that he was hoping that it was somebody that's not from that state, in which actually, to me, it meant that he says that he was hoping it was a black person or an immigrant person, so they can make an example out of them. And the fact that everyone calmed down after the fact that they realized who the shooter was tells me everything else that I need to know about this country and where are the hearts of white men voters in this country. And this is so sad and so sickening. And honestly, I see why that woman who caused that issue with the South Korean government deal, the foreign affairs deal, I understand it now. I'm learning so much. And at my adult age, and if we don't do something about our hearts, about our position in life, and we don't take a good look at ourselves, this country's just going to keep going under and under. So let me know what you guys think about this video down below. I'm not going to preach to you much longer. I brought you guys some reactions of other creators. And please, again, keep it respectful. And then if you've gotten this far, please hit that like, subscribe, and put the post notifications on, because you never know when I'm going to come up with a very good, interesting video like this one. I hope I'll see you guys in my next video. Again, my condolences to Charlie Kirk's children, because they don't deserve their father to be taken away from them. See you guys on my next one. Bye.
And I've never been so pissed in my whole life. I just murdered Charlie Kirk right here in Utah. I'm so freaking pissed right now. This is bullshit. I just saw blood squirting out of his neck. I love that guy. He would have been our next president. I am so pissed right now. Why do they always come with fucking violence? Gosh, damn it! Use your freaking words, use their tongue in you people! Who shot Charlie Kirk? I'm driving in a Provo right now! I'm so pissed! Damn it!
Oh, come on! Cindy, the news is on! Another little white girl that fell down the well! 50 black people get their ass beat by police today, but the whole world gotta stop for one little whitey down the hole.
Just the other day, I saw one of my black sisters in Christ post a video where she took the time to say that Charlie Kirk was murked because he was a truth teller. She compared the publicized nature of his death to the days when enslaved black men who were working to lead a revolt were hanged by rough, rugged ropes to send a message to others to stay in their place. She then tried to say that he wasn't rude or disrespectful, but I want to tell my dear sister that she either doesn't know or is forgetful that he said a mouthful of disparaging remarks about our people that came from his heart. I want to tell my dear sister it's a slap in the face to our ancestors to compare the valiant nature of their deaths to a man who spent semester after semester attempting to downplay their legacy and the trauma of their descendants was with each of his breaths. I want to tell her that yes, it's tragic and this man should not have been shot, but this is the same person that spoke of qualified black women and said they didn't have the brain processing power to be taken seriously, so they went to steal a white person's slot. I want to ask, my dear sister, how can we lay claim to a faith that is based on redemption, love, empathy, and being greater than your mistakes, then have a great deal of our base spit in the face of morals and decency and stand in support of a man who frequently stood on the other side of those tenets? And I'm not without sin, so I'm not here to cast stones, but Mr. Kirk's truth-telling was not based in love and proved to be lethal. His energy was rooted in sowing division and dehumanizing God's people. I agree that no one should celebrate the murder of a human being, but as believers in Christ, with all of our declaring and decreeing, we understand just as much as anyone the power of the tongue and the life that we're supposed to be speaking in. We serve a God of justice and empathy, but how can we be taken seriously if we throw support to a man who didn't even believe in it? I want to tell my sister I have to challenge our overall commitment to morality. And tragically, this is a difficult reality to fathom when we speak about the love of the Holy Spirit. And how can we expect anyone to hear it or believe us when our brothers and sisters in Christ are aligning themselves with the kind of person who would have hammered the nails into Jesus? My sister, his words were cancerous to so many when our words need to be like marrow. I know the gate is small and the road is narrow, but how can we study someone like Moses only to wind up being overly apologetic to someone who had a hardened heart like Pharaoh? Our truth tellers have names like Tubman, Sojourner, Turner, and Vesey. And I say these words not to be combative or messy, but to say it's dangerous when we let our faith overshadow the ways people treat us. And I know we are called to forgive, but I feel like it's egregious to make excuses for people who live their life to stoke fear and spoke about so many people without the love of Jesus.
As a leftist who picks on Charlie Kirk all the time, here are my thoughts. Whether the person who did this is a Democrat or Republican, it doesn't matter. When people die for their beliefs, they become more powerful. And more importantly, the reason I'm on the left is because I believe in all human beings and treating everybody with dignity. When I go to prison to meet with incarcerated people, I treat them with respect because that's what they deserve. The same goes for Charlie Kirk, the same goes for the far right. For the left to win, we need to love people and condemn systems. May today be a reminder of our commitment to that.
I also just want to say, in response to Charlie Kirk's death, I've seen a lot of people in people's comments like, oh, you shouldn't joke, you shouldn't say this like this, you shouldn't make light of it, or you shouldn't speak ill of this and that and the third. We also need to remember that this is a person who, through his rhetoric, perpetuated harm. Whether he directly or indirectly caused it, that's not what he spewed hatred and stood on that. And people are allowed to respond and feel the way that they feel about it, regardless of how you personally feel about it. If they want to jump up for joy and glee, that's on them. And that's their right. And no one can police how anybody responds to that. So, for lack of better words, if you see something that you don't agree with, keep scrolling. Nobody is forcing you to comment and remind people that you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, he shouldn't have said the half of the shit that he did, most of the shit that he did. Many things can be true at once.
Yo, that's crazy. See, that's why you don't share your opinions in a giant crowd like that. That's why you shut your fucking mouth. That's why you just don't speak. That's why you don't speak unless you're right. That's why right is right and wrong is wrong. And that's funny. But I didn't like what he said, and I didn't like his opinions, and I don't really give a shit that he's dead. Okay, that was funny. Ha ha ha, very funny. All right, Charlie Kirk this, Charlie Kirk that.
This is me before looking at the Charlie Kirk video. I do not know who this person is before today, but I know he had some very controversial beliefs, but this is me beforehand. After doing more research based on this, he did have some very disgusting claims and but no, he did not deserve like that. At the end of the day, he is a husband, he's a father, and no, that's just wrong. He didn't deserve that. Nobody should be killed based on their words at all.
I'm sorry, because am I actually seeing people say that they feel bad for Charlie Kirk? I know I'm seeing a lot of people saying that, oh, you guys shouldn't be saying this shit happened. The same man who said, oh, there's a cost to liberty. When you allow gun ownership, you allow gun death. Tell me we're talking about the same man. Either people are talking about somebody else or they're fucking deluded. We're in a state of delusion. Yes, the world's fucking collapsing, but what are we doing? What are we doing? What are we doing?
I'm not going to apologize for my reaction to what I saw yesterday. Against my will, a video of Charlie Kirk, a very up-close video of Charlie Kirk dying, came across my TikTok feed. And for those of you in the comments saying, well, what about Gaza? What about this? What about that? Yes, you're right, but let's be specific. The Charlie Kirk assassination in Utah yesterday. The Evergreen High School shooting in Denver yesterday. The Douglas Park shooting in Chicago. The River North mass shooting in Chicago. The Annunciation Catholic Church shooting in Minneapolis. The Lexington shootings in Kentucky. None of that is normal either. And none of it is something that we should accept quietly. And here's the thing. This type of content did not used to be content. There was a time that if you wanted to see videos such as the one that I watched yesterday, you had to search far and wide to find it. You would even have to go to the depths of the dark web to access it. And now, it's the first thing that comes up when we open up an app that we get on to find some peace and some fun in this atrocious, disgusting world that we live in. We should not be desensitized to witnessing death. This is not content. This is not entertainment. This is trauma being broadcasted and consumed like it's nothing. And if I'm shaken, if I'm upset, if I'm angry, that's how it should be, because that is human. So for all the people telling me that that's just how the world is now, and that's just how things are now, I reject that. We should not accept death as something ordinary. We should not consume death passively. If you think that seeing someone die online shouldn't bother you, think about all of the incidents that I just mentioned previously in this video. And those were just in the summer of 2025 to date. And think about all the lives lost in summer 2025 to date. And then think, is that acceptable? I am not apologizing for reacting. We should react. We have to react. It is not normal. This is not normal, and it is not okay.
Family, oh, well, he had a family. 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 Bitch, everybody got a motherfucking family. Every bitch got a motherfucking family. What the fuck is you talking about? Bitch, Bin Laden had a motherfucking family. John Wayne Gacy had a family. Jeffrey Dahmer had a family. You wanna know who else had a family? George Floyd had a family. Sandra Bland had a family. The kids of Sandy Hook had a family. Everybody got a motherfucking family. Everybody got a motherfucking family. Everybody is something to somebody. Everybody's somebody's child, somebody's parent, somebody's aunt, somebody's uncle, somebody's cousin, somebody's brother, somebody's sister. So what the fuck y'all sitting up here acting like, oh, well, because he had a family, everybody gotta give a damn. That don't make no sense to me. Y'all never gave a damn when anything happened to any of these other people. Now all of a sudden, because something happened to this bitch, oh, well, he has a family, he has a family, he has a family, he has a family. Y'all ain't never gave a fuck about family before. Now all of a sudden everybody give a fuck about family. Now everybody's so empathetic towards bitches with a family as if every bitch ain't got a motherfucking family hoe. That don't even make no goddamn sense to me. You hoes is mad weird. And that bitch wouldn't have gave a fuck if anything happened to anybody else. Bitch, let me say this. I'm black, I'm gay, I'm 99.9% liberal. If the same thing happened to me, bitch, he wouldn't be sitting up here talking about something, oh, well, he had a family, 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 he had a family. We all gotta feel bad because he had a family. Bitch, he wouldn't have gave a damn. That's number one. And number two, I feel bad for the children. For the children, I feel bad. But outside of the children, because the children ain't do nothing. Outside of the children, everybody got a motherfucking family.
Just woke up to news that Charlie Kirk got shot, and I have to say something. If you're happy about a person being shot just because they had a different opinions than you, you're sick. I see so many people being happy and you guys are disgusting. If you think a person deserves to die just because they have a different opinion than you, a person who has kids and family that were waiting for him at home, I literally have nothing to say. America today is not America that I came to over 10 years ago. Now people getting killed just minding their own business, riding a train. And they get killed just because they have different opinions. And you know, maybe I didn't agree with everything that Charlie said, but it doesn't mean that I want people with different opinion than mine to be dead. And again, I think you guys are disgusting, and I hope you get some help.
They done sat up there and unlied Master Son. I'm heard about that one. They done sat up there and unlied Charlie Kirk. That was one of Master's best sons. He always stood up for what's right. See, y'all gotta understand here. Master help us. Master take care of us. Master love us. You can't sit up there and celebrate nobody's death. They done hurt Master. When you hurt Master and you hurt Master people, you hurt me. Cause I live in Highs. I live in the slave house. And we love Master over here. Good Lord above don't like what y'all doing.
Good Lord above don't like how y'all talk about Master Son this way. Y'all gonna get what y'all deserve. This ain't right. It ain't. Master ain't said nothing wrong. Master was gonna free us till y'all said something. That be y'all folks' problem. Y'all ain't got no reverend. Y'all ain't got no reverend for Master. But I's tell you what. I's gonna stand on all 12 feet for Master. I's gonna appreciate Master. I's gonna revolt about Master. That's how the fuck y'all sound.
Hi everyone, I'm a medical student, and there's something I noticed in the Charlie Kirk video that no one else has. So obviously I can't show the video or even show a screenshot here, but in the video, I noticed that when he gets shot, there's a lot of blood. Now in the medical field, we would instantly recognize that as a sign that someone got hurt. And because there was a lot of blood, we would likely say that he got hurt bad. Now, I haven't completed my emergency medicine course yet, but from what I do know, he should get medical attention immediately because if he is hurt bad, he will likely need treatment. Of course, he should consult his primary care physician before receiving any medical treatment, as we all should, but I do think that he should get this checked out ASAP because even minor wounds can lead to infection or sepsis, which is life-threatening. The neck is also a very fragile part of the body, so any injury to it could lead to issues like chronic neck pain, muscle strain, and if these aren't addressed now, they could snowball and become much more troublesome down the line. I think the lesson here is that if you ever find yourself in a situation where you are injured, it's always better to err on the side of caution, because you never know when an injury is more serious than you think or could evolve into something life-threatening.
Ding dong, the witch is dead. To everyone saying that it was such a senseless, violent act. I want you to remind yourself that it was God's plan. I mean, really, it was actually his fault because, like, he should have been wearing, like, a bulletproof neck brace or something. Like, I cannot believe he walked out the house without it. I mean, really, you have to be aware of what you're wearing in public so that, like, people don't target you. And you don't become a victim. So I guess this is just another example of God's plan in action. It was not a senseless act of violence. This was God's plan. Happy hump day, y'all!
Hey, Charlie Kirk. So when I got the news today from my brother during my appointments that you were murdered, my day was messed up. My day was messed up. But Charlie, you fulfilled your purpose here on earth, and that's why God said, my son, it's time to come home. It's time to come home. And it must be amazing seeing the gates of heaven and hearing God say, well done, my good and faithful servant. And then you walk through that gate and you see how beautiful heaven is. And I know we here on earth as Christians always talk about how beautiful it is in heaven. You're experiencing that firsthand now. You're experiencing that firsthand, and I'm so happy for you. Today was definitely a sad day because, of course, we lost you, a true legend and a hero to many. Your legacies and your life will not be forgotten. It will never be forgotten. But it's also a happy day, especially as Christians, because we know that now you're in heaven, you're rejoicing, you're celebrating, you're dancing, you're singing with the angels and in the presence of the Most High God. And that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Heaven definitely gained a big one.
Charlie Kirk created the culture that killed him. Charlie was a professional provocateur. He used inflammatory fallacies and thought-terminating cliches to embolden those who have always held power, straight, white, cisgendered men. He even convinced some marginalized people that they could gain power by aligning themselves with these systems. Patriarchy, white supremacy, Christian nationalism. He profited off of this rhetoric at the expense of others' humanity. Charlie Kirk created the culture that killed him. One where gun violence is so normalized that even children are seen as collateral damage. Did he see his own life as a fair trade? How about his wife's husband? How about the father of his children? But it's not just the policies that may have cost him his life. I'm not sure if Donald Trump would have been elected without Charlie Kirk and his influence on Gen Z men. Regardless, he was Trump's ally. A faithful servant to a regime that glorifies violence is something good men do. Fascism is here, in part because of Charlie Kirk. And fascism is violent. But America has always been violent. Saying there's no place for political violence in America is as hollow as giving a thought and a prayer between the shooting at UVU and the school shooting in Colorado. America was built on political violence and continues to enact political violence every day. It's easy to condemn political violence when there's a hand on a trigger. It's harder to condemn everything that put the gun there in the first place, or the tax dollars funding a genocide, or the policies that disappear people who don't look like Charlie. We dream of a world without violence, but we live in one that demands it. Fascism can't be voted out or petitioned away or debated into irrelevance. It must be confronted, and confrontation under fascism is never peaceful. Political violence has been a daily reality for Indigenous people, Black Americans, trans individuals, Palestinians. The difference now is that the people who thought they were safe, who thought violence was only something that happened to other people, are feeling it too. This is the cost of the culture that Charlie Kirk built. This is what happens when a nation worships guns and is taught to fear each other more than they fear power. Political violence has always been been here. It's just now everybody is going to feel it.
Hi, thank you for calling the Upper Room. How can I assist you today? Let's see what we have. Kirk. Like Franklin? Oh Lord, not Kirk Franklin. Oh. And his first name is...
I think it's worth to have a cost of, unfortunately, some gun deaths every single year, so that we can have the Second Amendment to protect our other God-given rights.
I live like a capitalist every single day, Chink.
Joy Reid and Michelle Obama and Sheila Jackson Lee and Ketanji Brown Jackson were affirmative action picks, we would have been called racist. But now they're coming out and they're saying it for us. They're coming out and they're saying, I'm only here because of affirmative action. And we know you do not have the brain processing power to otherwise be taken really seriously.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to transfer you. You call it the upper room, not the lower pits of hell. And just so that we don't waste any time, I forget his name. He looks like an orange monkey with the wig on. That one. He's probably gonna have a bed next to him there too. Yeah, I understand he has a lot of money, but money doesn't get you a lot of places up here, unfortunately. You know, that Second Amendment is a bitch. No, I think he'll adjust just fine. He'll be down there with a lot of those school shooters. Hopefully he can, I don't know, get a fan. He'll be around a lot of like-minded people. He'll be okay. Anytime, I just don't like to waste anybody's time, you know? All right, you have a great day, and thank you again for calling the Upper Room.